Hello everyone. Today we're gonna keep covering the chess Family Open, and this match is for round four, and we got paired up against Urlov Silva, a 1230 rated player, and let's see how the game went. So I opened with d4. That's what I've been doing the past few games, and my opponent played knight f6. I played knight c3, and he played g6. So okay, he's going for a King Xenian type of game, and I go e4. So if he goes d6, we transpose into a Pirc, and he goes d6, so we transpose into a Pirc. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I've struggled with the Pirc in the past, like a lot. But let's see if I finally, at the third attempt at destroying the Pirc, if I could actually do it. So I went knight f3. Here I decided to change my approach against the Pirc. I used to go for h4 in this position, which is the so-called bayonet attack. It's very sharp, very complex. I still want to make it work one day, but yeah, I decided to change things up and go for something more solid and objectively better. I went knight f3, the classical variation of the Pirc defense. He went bishop g7, I went bishop e2, super solid, not really going for any early attacks on the king side, just developing my pieces. He goes castle, I go castle, he goes e5. And I've looked at these lines during the tournament and before the tournament as I changed what I played against the Pirc. And here just simple takes, and yeah, this looks like a very equalish position. Although, like, I'm a bit better developed, and yeah, I'm a little more active. And here I just decided to take the pawn, which is one of the lines, and this is all pretty forcing. So he takes the pawn, I take the knight, he takes my knight, and here I don't know. I like maybe he was probably expecting something like queen takes, rook takes, but no, that's not the best approach. Here I just went bishop g5. This is all theory, and here he played queen e8, which is bad, which is very bad, very bad. Here the main move is just taking on d1 with the queen. No, just taking on d1 with the queen. I think taking with the rook on a1, or is it the f1 or the a1? I think yeah, it's the a1 for sure. And yeah, here there's a lot of possible lines, including taking the pawn, which I don't think is very good. Bishop f5, probably even rook e8 or knight c6. I have looked at these lines before, but I can't really tell you the main lines because I already forgot them. But yeah, he didn't play this, so he went queen e8, and I didn't know why this was so bad, but I knew that this wasn't the main move, so it had to be bad. And after a while, I mean, I of course the first thing that comes to mind is knight f6 check, which is one of the best moves according to the engine, and it makes sense. Just get the bishop pair and look at all these dark square weaknesses. This is just very unpleasant for black. But I was also looking, do I have better? Is knight f6 really the best move? And I started looking at bishop h6, but I didn't like bishop h6 at first because of bishop g7, you know. And yeah, after a while I thought that, well, maybe bishop h6 is the move, and after bishop g7, takes, queen d4 check. And for a moment in my calculations, I thought, oh, maybe I'm just winning the queen, but no, of course not. Like, yes, f6. But I thought that this was just weakening. But in all, in all, like in all honesty, I just didn't evaluate the position correctly because, of course, knight f6 is just 10 times better. Just this position is way better, and yeah, I'm almost winning. Maybe winning is too strong, but I'm definitely way better than black already in move 12. But I didn't go for this. As I said, I went for bishop h6, um, and we traded. I went queen d4 check. He went f6, and here I just went bishop f3. And to make room for my rooks on the e and d file. And yeah, just I don't have much advantage here. It's just pretty much equal. Knight c6 here, attacking my queen with tempo. I went queen c3, and he went bishop f5. So yeah, it's bishop f5 is not the greatest just because I have knight g3. Uh, Gets it with tempo. Maybe better would be to just try to trade queens with queen e5 directly, because if we trade queens, like, my attack is gone, and he has a better king. It's more active, even though he doesn't even get an isolated pawn because he can take with a knight, and yeah, then he's attacking my bishop. So yeah, of course I wouldn't trade queens here. I would try something else, but yeah, this is not that great for white compared to what it could have been. But he played bishop f5. I have to say that he was playing way too fast. He shouldn't play that fast. He was spending barely, like, he was spending less than a minute probably on all his moves. And here I just went knight g3, eating the bishop with tempo, and he plays bishop e6, which, oh yeah, I think maybe bishop d7 would be best, because, like, with bishop e6 he just pins himself, and I just play rook e1, pretty natural. And yeah, now all of a sudden I am way better again, according to the computer, and you can easily see that I have some pressure on black's position. So he goes rook d8, very natural. I take the bishop here. I thought for a long while, because I knew that this was a very critical position, even as early as move 18 here for me. And I was looking at a lot of stuff, like maybe pushing h4, starting some counterplay on the king side, trying to open this king. I thought of also knight e4, trying to get maybe knight c5, attack this pawn, attack this bishop, involve my knight into the game again. Yeah, I didn't really want to play like rook d1, trading the rooks. I want to keep pieces on the board because I have more pressure on his position. And here I found the absolute best move in the position, which for me personally was kind of hard to do at first, because I just played bishop takes knight on c6, and yeah, it's a bit hard to do this, because my bishop, giving up the bishop for the knight like that, it always have to question it, because bishops are strong pieces. And yeah, but here it is concrete why I did this, because honestly he can't really take with the queen. Otherwise, if he takes with the queen, I take his queen, and after that I win a piece and I win the game. So he has to take with the pawn. It damages his pawn structure, and yeah, his bishop is still pinned. And yeah, I felt like this was good. I played rook e2 here. Honestly, not the best move at all. Best, according to the engine, was, for example, queen e3, which I didn't see. Makes sense. I'm attacking the bishop, and I'm also attacking the pawn on a7, so double attack. He has to defend the bishop somehow or move it away, and then I can take the pawn on a7. And also a good one that I didn't see was knight e4, threatening some stuff like knight c5, and just putting my knight on a really good square. But I didn't see all this. I thought that, let me just double the rooks on the e file. And here he played the best move, queen d7, getting out of the pin, and I just doubled the rooks. So So far, I'm slightly better. I'm always slightly better in this position just because of the pawn structure is intact and his king is unsafe, and my pieces are very well placed. Except for the knight, I can move it to a better place for sure. But yeah, I play rook e1, a2 e1, and he plays rook d2 e8, which the computer didn't like. Here, after thinking for a long while, you know, it's kind of hard when your opponent is spending like less than 1 minute in every move. Like at this point, I probably after my next move, I was down to like 50 minutes or 48, 49, something like that, I think, and he still had 1 hour and 20 something minutes. Mind you, we start with 1 hour and 30, so he barely spent any time, but I knew that it was important for me to stay focused and use all the time that I had to find the absolute best sequence that could end the game pretty quickly. And here I looked at these pieces, how they are all a little bit like stuck, and I decided let's just involve the last piece that we have. Knight e4, very good move. I'm threatening knight c5. I'm also threatening a pre-move. My knight is perfectly placed on e4, and here I knew, like I thought for a while, and I thought, okay, knight e4, and the immediate move for black is bishop d5, bishop f5, just leaving the pin, you know, attacking the knight, placing it probably on d5 would make more sense to potentially infiltrate and get an attack himself. But the problem is very concrete. Here he had to move the queen somewhere because there's an hidden trap that he fell right into it because he was playing way too fast. Bishop d5 is a big blunder, and after my next move, yeah, I'm completely winning. And thankfully, before I played knight e4, I saw this and I was very happy when he just played bishop d5 almost instantly. The move that ends the game right here and is crushing is knight takes f6, and yeah, it's game over here. There's no continuation that's good for black here. It's gonna lose an exchange at best. And yeah, the 94 was a very strong move, and yeah, he really had to spend time here, but he didn't. And yeah, not only the threat of knight c5, but the threat of knight f6 is just crushing. And yeah, after knight f6 here, he thought for a while, but like less than a minute, it took the knight. I took his rook, mind you that I'm attacking the queen. So, and if he moves the queen, I don't know, somewhere else, let's say to d8, like I can just take everything on e8, and when I take this rook, it's check as well, and yeah, this is just game over. Also, he can't really take here because I take his queen. This is not even the best move, but taking the queen is simple because it comes with check. Even if it didn't come with check, I probably, if he tries rook takes e1, my queen is always defending. So yeah, this is just crushing. And so he played rook takes f6, which is the best defense, best try. I take the rook, and here he just blundered again, you know. But there's not really much he can do at this point. He's down an exchange and a pawn, and his position is completely busted. He played bishop e6, which kind of looks a bit scary for me because, oh my god, the rook is hanging now, and I have to move it away and try to escape with the rook. But that's not the case here. I just played rook takes e6, and he resigned because, you know, takes, he can't recapture. The rook is pinned to the queen, so pretty much a basic tactic. And yeah, after he just resigned the game, and yeah, that was pretty much it. I won convincingly in 24 moves, and I finally managed to crush the Pirc defense, which made me very happy. You know, it was probably the fastest game that I've won in this series, or the second fastest. And yeah, this made me very happy and confident because finally I saw some tactics and I spent my time wisely. But yeah, this was the video, guys. Fourth round, managed to get a win. And next game, I can promise you that it will be against a higher rated player, and it will be an interesting game for sure. But yeah, I see you guys next video. Thanks for watching and take care.